All right, I'm back. It's Lindsay from Skyline Abstract Acrylics. I'm doing a second pour tonight. It's Tuesday, it's late. I had a trying day at work, so I'm doing, I just did one that was pretty interesting with a lighter negative space background. This time I'll be doing dark. So I'm using shades of blues and greens. I have, which I'll be using again, these fun little PVC tubes. So what I'm going to do this time, last time I put them in the middle and I swirled them around each other as I lifted them up or released the paint. This time I'm going to set them side by side here and drag them together off the other corner and see what happens. I really like using these tubes. I think it makes a really nice, interesting, easy to control pour. So, as you can see, I've already primed my canvas, which is an 11 by 14 stretch canvas, with black. It was just undiluted acrylic craft paint in black. I like to prime with an undiluted color just to make sure it's nice and rich. All of the corners and edges are covered up, and then I don't have to worry as much when I'm doing my actual pour. So all of my colors do have silicone except for the black here. So I'm going to start dark to light this time. No, last time I did light to dark, and I liked it. So let's go with that. I'm going to put a little silver, this gunmetal gray in the bottom of each one. Just a little bit. Oh, 1 second. Oops. Okay, we're good. All right, so I have gray. I'm going to go dark. So this will be my blue cup. Changed my mind last minute. Dark to light. This is a metallic, bright blue. Slightly lighter. This is kind of more teal a little bit, but it's definitely more blue than green. So I'm going to put a little bit of black on top of here. I'm going to gold first. Gold, then black from up high. Okay, good. Let's go green. I have this dark phthalo green, which is beautiful. I love it. Here's my metallic. It's like a dark Kelly green. This one is kind of obnoxious. If it was a crayon, it'd probably be spring green. And here's another lighter color. It's more teal, or it's a teal, but it's definitely more green than blue. I'm going to add that in there. So I have my gold from up high, and then top it off with black. I like to use my negative space color in the tube. This is kind of hard to explain why, but I do like having it interspersed throughout the pour, especially because these will be more like lines than like a puddle. I like to see some of the black or the negative color woven in there. So I see a lot of that gunmetal silver gray color peeking through. And luckily I don't need to worry a whole lot about my negative space color because I already primed my canvas, as I discussed earlier. Okay, spread this out a bit. All right, here we go. So I'm just going to drag these together. Well, that's pretty. I really like that. So I do need to tilt because I did add quite a bit of paint to my canvas. It's a good tip to always make sure that you don't have too much paint left over just hanging out in one specific area of your canvas when you let it dry. Like if I were to leave this, I would have a huge mass here of paint that as it dries it would crack, and it's not a good look, and it can pretty much ruin your painting. I mean, you could try filling it in with polyacrylic or resin or polyurethane, whatever it is you use to seal your canvas, but it's not ideal. So I don't love this one black bubble right here. This is kind of cool though. It's really interesting. Okay, I'm going to tilt a little bit. I don't want to distort it too much. I do have to get some of this paint off. It's a little much. I would like to spread it out a little bit. Slow it down. Run it off. Cool. Bring it back this way. Cool. I'm actually really happy with this kind of as is. I will torch because I think there's a lot of paint hidden underneath the black that I'd like to pop through with the silicone as it rises to the top. I do see some cool cells here that have a lot of gold that I stuck in there. So let's torch and see what happens. Hopefully my torch works. It's been acting up. I just filled it, but it's still doing weird things. Here we go. Yeah. Well, I like what I'm seeing. So this is the part of a pour where I would be extremely tempted to take my straw and blow out all these little circles. I actually like them this time. So I am going to do the unthinkable and leave them there. For this particular painting. So I do wish it wasn't quite so diagonal. I'm really tempted to do a tiny little pour here and a tiny little pour here. I just got paint all over my arm. I think I will do that. I love negative space, but it's too in your face. Okay, so I'm going to do this one a small amount. I'm going to do both colors. Maybe I should do green here and blue there. Well, shoot. Let's go. I like these darks. There's a lot of that dark phthalo green here, so I'll use that in this pour right here. That's really pretty. I'm doing both. My cat is really upset because he's outside the door. He's never been allowed in the basement, but he knows I'm down here. Just kind of a dangerous thing. And really annoying because he howls at me all day while I'm here. It's a get a clue guy. Just about done. Oh good, my furnace kicked in because that's what we need. A little bit of this. Okay, I'm going to be very careful because I will have to tilt a little bit. So yeah, I'm glad I did that. Cells. Looks like a totally different pour. I think I might have to scrape it off. Or I leave it. like that. All right. Remember that one time I said I wasn't going to use the straw? Every time, I swear. All right. Last time. All right. I'm calling this finished. It's not my favorite. I do like the colors, but it's not quite my usual. Let's see. There we go. Don't love that. Anyway, thank you for watching. This has been another crazy pour with Skyline Abstract Acrylics. Leave a comment if you have any questions or ideas for a new pour. I'm always up to options on colors. So thanks again. Have a good night.